Hello, everyone, and welcome to our latest online event here at the University of California, Merced. My name is Ricky Hill. I am your e-recruiter, and as always, I'm so thrilled to be here with you tonight as we get ready to do a great presentation for you on the MAAP program. That is the Merced Automatic Admission Program here at UC Merced. So a big welcome to you tonight. Before we get started, let me go ahead and give you those usual reminders about Zoom in case you need those. If you need to adjust your audio settings, you could do that down in the left-hand corner of your screen. If you need to adjust the size of your window at any time or zoom into something that we're sharing with you, click on View Options in the upper portion of your window. Lastly, and one of the most important things we love to offer you is the opportunity for you to send us your questions. Go ahead and click on the Q&A button in the lower portion of your screen, and you will be able to send those to us to get answered either behind the scenes or during a dedicated time at the end of our hour-long program tonight. We will get to a couple of those questions then. At this time, I'd like to go ahead and get this party started and hand things over to our first presenter, Dustin Noji.
Thank you so much, Ricky, and good evening, everyone. My name is Dustin Noji. I am the Director of Undergraduate Admissions here at UC Merced, and it's a pleasure to spend this evening with you to talk about our Merced Automatic Admissions Program. Next slide, please. So what is MAAP? And you're probably asking yourself, why am I here tonight? Well, MAAP is a special partnership that we have with several school districts throughout the state that creates an automatic admissions program for students starting their junior year that are on track to be guaranteed admissions to UC Merced and to attend a University of California. So why you? We work with your school districts to identify you as some of the top students at your school, really at the top, meaning both your A through G college preparation courses, as well as satisfying the criteria for our MAAP program. And so what's the MAAP program? The MAAP program is you as a student have completed 15 of your A through G courses for freshman admissions to the University of California. You have a UC GPA of a 3.5, which is a GPA calculated from the A through G classes you took both your sophomore and junior year. MAAP students are also on track to complete 3 of their 4 English courses by the end of their junior year, as well as complete all of their math requirement for admissions by the end of their junior year. So what does MAAP do? What are the next steps now that you've been selected for this program? Well, the first thing that you'll need to do is submit a MAAP application. It's a free application that tells us that you want to be a part of this program. You'll need to do that by June the 1st by going to admissions.ucmerced.edu/MAAP and submitting that application. And we'll talk about that in a little bit about what that application actually entails. We will be also contacting you over the course of the spring and the summer to tell you about special opportunities to learn more about UC Merced and other academic opportunities that may be available to you as a MAAP student. And then lastly, you'll need to submit the University of California application for first-year students between October the 1st and November the 30th. You also must select UC Merced on your application in order to be guaranteed admissions. And we'll talk a little bit more about that next. So the MAAP application, what does it entail? Do I really have to fill out a second application? Well, the MAAP application itself is actually pretty straightforward. It asks you some information about your contact information, and really what we're trying to get at is to learn what courses you might have taken at your high school outside of your normal A through G classes. Next slide, please. So that includes courses like dual enrollment courses. So if you've taken a class with a community college, if you've taken a summer session with a university, we want to know about those because it could be helpful for us to ensure that you meet the MAAP criteria. And that section is pretty straightforward. We'll ask you for the course name, title, the credits, and the grade that you received for that class. The other information that we'll ask within the MAAP application is whether or not you've taken international coursework, because we know some of our students may have taken international coursework, so you'll need to indicate that on the application. If you haven't, don't worry about it. You can skip that section. And then lastly, on the MAAP application, we will ask you what major you intend to apply to at UC Merced. This major choice is not binding. You do not have to select the same major when you apply for regular admissions in the fall, but we'll use that to survey what our MAAP students are actually interested in. And then lastly, on the last page is allowing us to share information with your counselor, your parents, as well as some of our other partners to provide them with updated information about the status of your application throughout the cycle. So at that point, you will hit submit, and you're done with the first part of the process. Next slide, please. So after you hit submit on your MAAP application, again, you will find out sometime between September the 1st through September the 30th about whether or not you will receive the Merced Automatic Admissions Program guarantee. We notify you during that period because we need to receive your final grades from your high school, and we will be evaluating those over the course of August through September, and then we will notify you before you need to start submitting your UC application on October the 1st, whether or not you're guaranteed admissions to UC Merced. Once you receive that guaranteed admissions to UC Merced, you can choose any one of our academic majors on campus, including computer science and engineering, psychology, biological sciences, and you will be guaranteed admissions to that major as long as you submit your UC application by November the 30th. So there are so many reasons why to do this program. First and foremost, this program is non-binding, meaning that if you choose to participate in this program, it doesn't mean you have to come to Merced. It just means that you know that you'll have a guaranteed pathway to the University of California, Merced. And why choose Merced? There's lots of reasons why. And I will stop talking for a little bit and hand over to my colleague, Caitlin Lopez, a fellow Bobcat, to talk about why UC Merced and why you should consider this program. Caitlin?
Thank you, Dustin. So good evening, everyone. My name is Caitlin Lopez. I am one of the senior admission advisors here at UC Merced. My specific territory that I reach out to students is the Northern Central Valley. So if you go to high school in Madera, Merced, Stanislaus County, or San Joaquin County, you're probably going to see my face, if not your junior year, definitely your senior year. So be on the lookout for those presentations. In addition to being a UC Merced representative, I'm also a UC Merced alumna and a Central Valley native. So I'm really excited to be here today and talk to you about all of the opportunity, not just with the University of California, but specifically UC Merced. So we do want to make sure that you realize the University of California, we are one university system and we have 9 different campus locations for you to choose from. And there's really 3 main things that we want you to think about as you're considering all 9 of our great institutions. So number 1, we want you to think about location, and we recognize some students, they want to get as far away from their family as they possibly can. We are very fortunate that a lot of our Merced Automatic Admission partner districts are within the Central Valley, meaning that they are potentially within 30 minutes to an hour of our campus location, providing them with a lot of opportunity. In addition to location, I really encourage students to think about where they feel they would be most successful. How do you see yourself in the environment if there's traffic, if there's just generally a lot of people? What does the cost of living look like in the community that you'll be putting yourself into? Another thing we want you to consider is also the size of our campuses. Now, UC Merced is currently the smallest UC at just over 9,000 students, but some of you might be looking at campuses that are upwards of 20 to 30,000 students. And again, we want you to lean back into where do you feel you will be the most successful that you can be. And then the last thing we want you to think about as you're exploring your major options is, what major do you think you're interested in? Now, remember, the #1 most popular major pretty much at any university you are going to apply to is going to be undeclared for first year students. And there is nothing wrong with that. We will help you navigate the system so that you can declare your major in time to still graduate in 4 years. But some of you probably have very specific ideas of what you want to study. Now, the top majors at most of our campuses are all very similar. As my director mentioned, we have computer science and it is very popular. We have psychology, we have biology, we have management. So do a lot of our sister campuses. So how do you decide which campus is best for you if all of the campuses offer a major you are potentially interested in? I want to remind you that just because a campus has your major does not mean that that major is the best fit for you at that particular campus. So we really encourage students to embrace that University of California spirit and do a little bit of research. Go online to our campus catalogs and look at the courses that you are required to take in order to earn that degree. If you had to go to an 8 a.m. class in that subject, would you be okay with that? If not, it might not be either the best major fit or the best campus fit for you. So again, where do you see yourself being the most successful? And we have had some pretty significant growth on our campus. If you haven't been to UC Merced recently, this is a pretty recent aerial shot of our campus. In 2021, we did open our campus expansion. As I mentioned, I am a Merced native and a UC Merced alumna. I was in the third graduating class, and campus was not nearly as big as it is now. And I can remember when I was in your shoes and in high school, driving to UC Merced to watch the construction, because I remember when the campus was a golf course. And it has been so exciting to see the campus and the community and the Central Valley as a whole develop alongside of the campus, and just the impact that you can make on a campus community that is still growing and deciding who we're going to become in the future. If you haven't had the opportunity to visit our campus yet, I do want to encourage you to do so. Towards the end of the presentation, we are going to provide you with some information on some specific days that we hope you take advantage of. Another thing I want you to consider is oftentimes we talk to students and they're a little hesitant about our location in the Central Valley. As you know, we are a more rural campus compared to some of our sister institutions, but there is a lot of opportunity because of our location. Biggest thing, number one, I really appreciate that we have a lower cost of living in Merced, making it more affordable for our student population. Not only that, it makes it really easy for you if you want to go to Yosemite National Park. It's going to take you less than 2 hours to do so. If you want to go to San Francisco, Santa Cruz, Monterey Bay Aquarium, Bear Valley, Dodge Ridge, Sacramento, it is so easy to explore the state of California within our location, and we're going to encourage you to do so. We want you to get out of the area. And we're really fortunate to have a very diverse campus. We pull students from all over the state of California. We currently have just over 9,000 total students on our campus, and about 67% of our campus population is currently the first in their family to go to college. As a first generation student myself, I definitely appreciated all of the support services that UC Merced had to offer to, again, help me be a successful student. With housing, some of you might choose not to live on campus, and there is nothing wrong with that, but I do want to strongly encourage you to consider living on campus if the financial aid package makes sense for you. At UC Merced, we do have a 2-year housing guarantee, which would be in place for your freshman and sophomore years. So I strongly encourage you to take advantage of that, just like most students do. We have been very strategic as our campus has been expanding. This Granite Pass and Glacier Point pictured here. With these residence halls, the upper level floors are going to be the res halls, whereas your first level floors are all academic classrooms and student support places, because we recognize that students are more likely to access support services when they see them every day, when they know exactly where they're located. You're more likely to go to your 8 a.m. class if all you have to do is roll out of bed, slip on your Crocs, and get in the elevator, right? And then another thing I want you to consider as you're thinking about, do I want to live on campus? Check out our living learning communities. We also call them LLCs on campus. And most campuses have them, but these living learning communities are communities of students that not only live together, but they also take classes together and do activities together as well. Typically, students within living learning communities do have either similar cultural backgrounds, similar academic interests, or similar professional interests for post graduation. And it's just giving you another way to be connected to the campus community, which is really important to your academic experience. And then part of being connected to the campus community, we want you to take advantage of the over 200 clubs and organizations we have on campus. And that number is steadily increasing every year. When I was a student, I was a member of Delta Gamma fraternity. About 10% of our campus community is involved in Greek life on campus. And so we strongly encourage you, whether it's Greek life, a professional organization, maybe it's one of our dance teams or one of our engineering clubs, find the club that best suits and fits you and your personality. And if you don't see one that's already established, work with our Office of Student Life so that we can create that club with you on our campus. As I said, we have a pioneering spirit still, even though we are almost 20 years old, and we want to continue to grow and develop the campus into what it could be in the future. But we like to have fun on campus. So our campus activities board typically plans the larger scale events that we host on campus. It's very similar to your associated student body that you might have at your high school. Some of the larger events that they put on, they do the winter ball, they do sold out poetry jam, they do treats and beats. We also have Cowtopia, which is our spring concert, one of the largest events that we'll put on all year. My personal favorite event, though, is Cabsterical. That is a comedy show. This past year, we did Cabsterical about 2 weeks ago. We had Janelle James in Merced on campus to perform for our students. If you're like, who is Janelle James? She plays the principal in Abbott Elementary. So we were really excited to have her do her comedy show for our students. We also have had Tiffany Haddish, Pete Davidson, Gabriel Iglesias. Last year, Ali Wong came to perform for our students. I love to laugh. It's a great time. As I'm mentioning all these events, you should know they are free for you. Typically, all you have to do is get your wristband to show up to the event, and you can have tons of fun doing so, connecting with your campus. And maybe you yourself might be interested in coordinating and planning these events. We encourage you to join our campus activities board so you can do so. And then we're kind of lying to you just a little bit on this slide. Now, I know on this slide it says we are in the NAIA athletic programs, but we are very excited to share that we have submitted paperwork for us to become an NCAA Division II school. So in the next few years, we will be competing in the NCAA Division II in basketball, cross country, soccer, volleyball, water polo, and track. And over the next 3 years, we will be making that transition away from the NAIA division and into Division II NCAA. So as I mentioned, our campus is growing and developing, and we are so excited to see what more is going to come into the future. And then we know you are going to college to get your degree. So we have to talk about the academic programs at UC Merced. With our programs, we have 3 academic schools. It's the School of Engineering, the School of Natural Sciences, the School of Social Sciences, Humanities, and Arts, which we also call Shaw on campus. Some of the most popular majors at UC Merced include majors like computer science and engineering, biological sciences, management and business economics, psychology, and of course, as I mentioned earlier, undeclared is also a popular major as well. Now, UC Merced is in a very fortunate position that, as I mentioned, we are continually growing on our campus. So because of that, none of our majors are currently high demand, selective, or impacted and capped, meaning if you apply to a particular major and you decide you know what, I want to change my major before I start my freshman year fall classes, you're going to be able to do so, even if it's into computer science. So we're really excited that we can offer that to you right now. Another thing I want you to pay attention to is you're going to see a lot of new in our brochures and on our presentations as well. Within the next few years, we will be adding multiple majors every year. So be on the lookout. If we don't have your major currently, it doesn't mean that it's going to stay that way. Some of the new programs that we are going to be adding this upcoming year, we have aerospace engineering that we are very excited about, data science and analytics, data science and computing, electrical engineering, public health, environmental humanities. So again, be on the lookout for everything that we have to offer you in terms of academics. I do also want to highlight UC Merced does offer what is known as the San Joaquin Valley Prime Plus program. It is the BS to MD pathway option. Please note that with the Merced Automatic Admission Program, you cannot guarantee yourself admission to the SJV Prime Plus option. But again, you can guarantee yourself admission to some of the majors that are also associated with that program. So you will still have to submit a separate application for the Prime Plus option. If that is what you are interested in, keep us posted. You'll get more information in the fall about that program. One of the things that you should know about UC Merced is we are considered to be a hidden gem in California. People on our campus truly feel that they are getting a private school experience with that public schooling cost. Our student to faculty ratio is currently about 19-1. 62% currently of our undergraduate classes have less than 30 students, and that provides you the opportunity to actually engage and connect with your faculty. And I want you to connect with your faculty. Think about everything that a university has to offer you and how you can take advantage of it. And also think about the learning that you could potentially be doing outside of the classroom. So UC Merced, we are research at our core. We are a research institution. We are very proud of the fact that we are #1 in the UC system for our percentage of undergraduate students that are involved in research and creative projects, which can be very important to an undergraduate experience, especially if you're considering any sort of master's degree, PhD, professional school. It's only going to enrich your experience. And then I also want you to think about study abroad opportunities. UC Merced, just like any other UC, participates in the UC Education Abroad program, where there are tons of countries that you can study in. Some of the number 1 and 2 reasons why students say that they might not study in another country is, number 1, they think it's not affordable. And the reality is that your financial aid is actually going to travel with you when you study in another country. Not only that, there are scholarships available specifically for study abroad opportunities. So there are sometimes instances where, depending on the country and how long you're going, it could potentially be more affordable for you. And then another reason that I hear is, well, I don't know the language in terms of the primary language that is spoken in that country. While I do encourage you, definitely learn some of the common phrases, just so you know how to navigate yourself into another country. Most of the curriculum in study abroad is taught in English. And if it's not, it explicitly tells you that there is a language requirement that you need to meet in order to study at that institution. And then we know you are going to college to eventually move on and get a career in the future. So our Student Career Center wants to support you in that process. They're going to provide you with individualized coaching, job search assistance, interview prep, resume help. They're also going to give you networking opportunities, just like you have potentially visited college fairs while you're in high school. They do grad school fairs and job fairs for you to take advantage of. And they also do trips to businesses in the Silicon Valley, LA, and San Francisco to get you out of the valley and into those opportunities that you would potentially want to take advantage of. Now, the number one reason that I hear from students that they aren't applying, not just to UC Merced, but to the University of California in general, is they think it's not affordable. And that is just so far from the truth. We are the number one public university in the nation for the percentage of students who receive need-based grants and scholarships. 84% of the students at UC Merced are receiving some form of financial aid assistance. And on average, they're receiving nearly $22,000 per year. Now, I won't lie, that sticker price that you initially see when you see how much the University of California costs, it's expensive and it can be very shocking, but know that that is an estimate and that is not necessarily what you are going to pay out of your pocket. When you apply to the UC system and you submit your FAFSA, which is the free application for federal student aid, or the California DREAM Act application, you are automatically considered for the best possible financial aid package that we can offer to you. Some of the programs that we want to highlight: the Blue and Gold Opportunity Plan is a plan that states that students that families make less than $80,000 per year and you're a California resident, you qualify for financial aid and your tuition will be covered through grants and scholarships. And then with the middle class program, if your family makes upwards of about $180,000 and you don't already qualify for Blue and Gold, you would receive some form of financial aid assistance through the middle class scholarship. So I don't want you to feel that UC can't be affordable for you now, because the reality is you don't have a financial aid package yet, so you don't know that it isn't affordable. And I can't tell you how many times I have sit across from a student and their family in the spring, and they are shocked by the amount of aid that they are given and how affordable that has made the college experience. Now, as I'm wrapping up my portion of the presentation, I do want to give you just a couple of reminders. Hopefully, we have encouraged you to apply for the MAAP program. As my director mentioned, it should only take about 5 minutes of your time to submit that application. Please make sure that you submit it by June 1st. As a reminder, you can find the MAAP application by visiting the admissions website and going to admissions.ucmerced.edu/MAAP. When you scroll down on that page, towards the bottom of it, you will see a submit your application today link. Click on that and that will take you to the MAAP application. Then we want you to enjoy your summer. Make the most out of it. Starting August 1st, you should start thinking about starting your UC application. And then in late September, you will know if you have been guaranteed admission through the MAAP program, and you will start submitting your UC application anywhere from October 1st through November 30th. Just so you know, in the UC system, it is one application to apply to all 9 undergraduate campuses. So everything that you put on that application will get sent to each of the campuses that you apply to. Now, every UC is going to read your application independently of each other, so it is absolutely possible to be admitted to multiple UC campuses. Another thing you should be aware of is that UC does not give preference to students that submit their application earlier rather than later. So if you need to take to that November 30th deadline, don't hesitate to do so. But do make sure that you get your application in by November 30th and take advantage of all of the support services that are out there to help you craft the best application that you possibly can. I do need to note that there is an application fee for the UC application, unlike our MAAP application. The application fee is currently $80 per campus, but if you enter your family size and income information, it is possible for you to potentially qualify for a fee waiver. And if you qualify for that fee waiver, you will get up to 4 campuses for free. And then the last little reminder that I have for you is as campuses are transitioning to return to standardized testing, UC is not. So the University of California is still committed to not considering SAT or ACT in scholarship and admissions decisions. So rest assured that that is not changing anytime in the near future. And so you do not need to submit those scores for admission and scholarship purposes to UC. At this point, I'm going to go ahead and invite my colleague Jose to come on the screen and talk about some opportunities that we have for you to visit our campus. So Jose, take it away.
Thank you, Caitlin. And let me introduce myself. My name is Jose Navarro. I am the admissions public advisor for UC Merced, and I'm an on-site advisor. If you ever visit our campus, you can definitely request to speak with me. Today, I'm going to tell you about a special program that the Office of Admissions is hosting during the month of April. Starting April 1st to the 26th, students, prospective students, can register for a classroom lecture to sit in and observe. Students will also be able to take part in a campus tour to learn about the campus from the student tour guides themselves. And you'll also be able to go to the pavilion and eat at the pavilion to see what our students eat on the daily. We actually cover meals for students who are visiting our campus. We give out 2 meal vouchers per family. So I'm definitely going to encourage you to come to our campus, to visit our campus, see what it's like to be a Bobcat scholar in a classroom, take part in the campus tour, and also eat at our pavilion. And you can register for the classroom experience on our website. Just make sure you take a scan of the QR code. We have 41 classroom experiences, so 41 options for you to choose from. There are 9 options with the School of Engineering, 8 options with the School of Natural Sciences, and 24 options with the School of Social Sciences, Humanities, and Arts. So you have plenty of options to decide what classroom lecture you would like to observe. Next slide, please. And I'm definitely going to encourage you to come back and join us for Bobcat Day, which is on April 20th, and it falls on a Saturday. Bobcat Day is special because everybody on campus is accessible to you on that day. So if you have any questions that you want to ask to the faculty, to campus resources, to clubs and organizations, that is your day to come to our campus and ask those questions. Also, you will get more access to areas that you normally wouldn't get access to. On Bobcat Day, our scholars and our faculty make the labs accessible to you so you can go into the labs and see what a lab is like and see what you're going to be doing in the future if you decide to come and attend our campus. It's a really family fun event. And I'm definitely going to encourage you to come. The event starts at 9 a.m. and it goes all the way to 2 p.m. Everybody is welcome to join us on this day, and parking is complimentary, so you don't pay anything for parking. You can park on our campus on that day free of charge. So please join us for Bobcat Day on April 20th. And I will pass it on to my colleague, Ricky.
Thank you so much, Jose and Caitlin and Dustin. What a fantastic evening this has been so far. So my name's Ricky Hill again. You saw me earlier on. I'm the e-recruiter here, and it's my job now to share with you some great contact information I highly suggest that you grab your smartphone or just do a quick screenshot on your laptop or desktop, and you can then reference this information later on. So this is all fantastic info that I promise you will want to go back to. And of course, I'm assuming all of you are on at least one type of social media platform. TikTok is our latest and greatest. We've had that account for about a year and a half, going on 2 years here pretty soon over the summer. I highly recommend that you also follow us on at least TikTok, if not a couple of those platforms. And if we have any parents or family members, some of us that are from the older generation, we also have a Facebook account that we do try to cater a little bit more to the older crowd, just to let you know the other opportunities that we do have as well, in case TikTok isn't quite your jam. Also on this screen, you'll see the contact info for my friend Caitlin, who was just on with us just a few minutes ago. So again, a great opportunity for you to go ahead and take a quick screenshot. And this also is a great time for you to drop your questions in the Q&A in case you haven't done that yet. I do have a few quick announcements of my own that I'd like to share with you, and then we will go ahead and join the question and answer session as we promised. Has anyone heard of the college tour? The reason I ask, we have recently been featured on our very own special episode of the college tour, which is a special series that Amazon Prime offers. And a little sneak peek, we will drop into the chat box for you a website for you to be able to get your own chance to watch that 30-minute episode that will be showcasing 10 of our current undergraduate students, 10 current Bobcats. You'll get some insight into academics, the campus life, life as a Bobcat, some of the clubs and organizations, the majors that we offer, and just the overall life experience that our students get the opportunity to live for their time with us on campus. Once again, it is an Amazon Prime series. It hasn't quite premiered yet, so definitely take that opportunity to click on that link and save that for future reference, and you can go ahead and take a peek at our 30-minute episode that we are so excited to share with you. All right, let's go ahead and jump right into our questions here. The first one that I have, and I'll go ahead and welcome all of our behind-the-scenes panelists and presenters to join us here. The first question I see is, do I need to submit the UC application to be a part of MAAP?
So yes, you will still need to submit the UC application to be a part of the MAAP program and select UC Merced by November the 30th.
All right, thanks, Dustin. Our next question, am I completely committed to UC Merced if I do apply to the MAAP program?
And I'll go ahead and take that question. No, you are not committed specifically to UC Merced by submitting this MAAP application. The reason why we do this program is, number one, we want to help your schools identify what students are UC eligible. And number two, we want you to know that we would be so fortunate to have you as a student on our campus. And we hope that as a student that is very likely local to our institution, that you do choose to join us. So again, we want you to apply to multiple UC campuses, but we hope that as you do so, this program puts a little bit of a pep in your step because you know that you've been guaranteed admission to UC Merced already.
Perfect, thanks, Caitlin. Our next question here. So if I do apply to the MAAP program, does that guarantee that I have a full ride?
Hi, Ricky. I'll take that one. So being a part of the MAAP program does not guarantee you a full ride to UC Merced. However, Caitlin mentioned several financial aid programs that we have to make attending UC Merced possible, including the Blue and Gold program. We have in the past given MAAP students academic scholarships because they are some of our top applicants to the University of California. And so one important scholarship that you should consider is the Regents Scholarship. That is given to our top applicants. And so many MAAP students are a part of that and are considered for that application. And the great thing is, as Caitlin mentioned, the only thing you need to do to be considered to any of our academic scholarships at UC Merced is to submit your UC application on time and to submit your FAFSA and or your California Dream Map application.
Wonderful. Our next question coming in. What happens after the MAAP application decisions are released? What is the next step after that?
And I'll go ahead, unless Dustin, you wanted to take that question?
No, you could go for it, Caitlin.
Okay, perfect. So again, just a reminder, the MAAP application is due by June 1st. So make sure you get it in by the deadline. Then we want you to enjoy your summer. Do something fun, start prepping your application materials. on August 1st, that is when we want you to start thinking about your application. That is when the UC application opens. And then October 1st through November 30th is when you can officially submit your application. And by that point, you will know if you have already been guaranteed admission to UC Merced.
Very good. Another question that just came in. Someone is asking us, how do they go about applying for the MAAP program itself? Do they need to go through a counselor or can they do something on their own?
I can take that one, Ricky. Actually, you can do it tonight. It's actually really straightforward. The MAAP application opened on March the 1st. So if you go to our MAAP website, admissions.ucmerced.edu, and one of my colleagues there typed in the chat, so I don't have to spell it out. But if you go to that link in there in the chat, you can see the MAAP application link, and you can begin filling it out right now. And as I mentioned during my part of the presentation, it's really straightforward. So all that you'll need is a list of courses that you may have taken either through dual enrollment or through a community college available to you. If you haven't taken those classes, no problem. The MAAP application itself is pretty straightforward and simple, but if you do need additional assistance, you can seek out advice from a counselor, or you can contact us directly at admissions.ucmerced.edu, and we're happy to help you.
Perfect. Thanks so much, Dustin. And now another question, a little bit more detailed. If I have completed Math 1 and Math 2, as well as data science, does that mean that I have met the math requirement?
All right, I'll take that one.
Dustin.
Yeah, absolutely. So happy to talk about that one. So if you've taken Math 1 and Math 2 and data science, have you met the math requirement for this year? You have. So that change is not taking effect until 2025-26. So right now, students that have taken Math 1 and Math 2 and the data science requirement will have met their math requirement for the University of California, as well as the MAAP program.
Perfect. And I believe this may be our last question, but this is another opportunity for our audience to go ahead and take a chance to drop your question in the Q&A section. I will keep my eye on that in case we get another couple that come through. So this next one, are there any majors or programs that are not included in the MAAP?
I'll take that question, Dustin. So the only majors and programs that are not included in the MAAP pathway is going to be the SJV Prime Plus BS to MD option. Also, we cannot guarantee admission to the Fiat Lux scholars as well, but the traditional majors that we offer on our campus, all majors are open again outside of those two pathway programs. Another thing I should mention, it is a newer thing on our campus. We are very excited to have it. We now have an honors program at UC Merced. So when you are admitted to UC Merced, you will have the opportunity to apply for an honors program. We cannot guarantee admission to that honors program as well. So just keep that in mind.
Great, thanks, Caitlin. And another question did slip through. So once again, we do have a few more minutes here. So if you haven't yet dropped us your question, go ahead and do that now. The one I have in front of me says or asks, was there any type of math requirement in order to apply for the MAAP program?
Hi, Ricky. I can take that one. Yes. So if you were identified and received the invitation to apply to the math program, that means you're on track to complete your math requirement by the end of your junior year. You do need to complete at least 3 years of math that is inclusive of Algebra 1, geometry, and then an advanced math course. But if you receive the invitation, we've already identified you as a student on track to meet that requirement. It is really important, though, that you do complete that last math course by the end of your junior year in order to qualify for the program. We don't accept students who take the course over the summer. So you do want to successfully complete that class this spring. And again, if you receive that invitation for us, it looks like you're on the right track to complete that requirement.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Dustin and Caitlin and Jose, who's now behind the scenes, but he popped on earlier, and to everyone else who's been behind the scenes with their fast fingers, answering questions and sending out those links. And of course, a very special thank you to everyone who took some time out of your evening to join us tonight to learn about the MAAP, which is the Merced Automatic Admission Program here at the University of California, Merced. One more quick announcement a couple of quick announcements before we let you go tonight. In case you would like to watch this program as an on-demand instant replay, we have a website that we will drop for you over into the chat box, and it will take you over to the MAAP website itself. And so we'll drop that link for you. Of course, that website, we've talked about it a few times tonight. It's where you can apply and get more information about this wonderful program. We also have another events page. It's also part of the admissions website. So we'll drop that one for you as well. On that website, you'll find additional links that will take you over to the Bobcat Day event page that we talked about earlier. So of course, that's coming up on Saturday, April the 20th. We definitely hope to see you there. And there also will be a link for the Experience UC Merced program. So we try to put everything in one place for you so that you can just go there, get yourself registered, and read up a little bit more about UC Merced. Of course, we also did mention the college tour. That link is also over in the chat box. But one more media that I'd like to share with you, it's a brand new YouTube series that we are creating and putting out for you, and it is called Bobcat Life. We will drop that link for you as well. And I hope that you do take a few minutes to check out the first 3 episodes that we have recently been posting. We do have episode 4 right now, getting ready to get dropped within the next day or 2. So make sure that you check that out. Basically what that series is about, it's going to follow the lives of some of our current Bobcats, and you will get to see the inside scoop from everything of a day in their life to different types of campus activities and things that they experience, again, with academics and just their social life in general. You'll get to learn a little bit more and maybe even get a little sneak peek of our beautiful campus in case you haven't yet had a chance to visit for a campus tour. Of course, speaking of campus tours, we will also drop that link over there for you so that you can hopefully sometime soon either just stop by on your own for the moment, take a self-guided tour, or pop into our Welcome Center and get signed up and actually take a guided tour with one of our student tour guides. Once again, a huge thank you to everyone who has joined us tonight. It's always so much fun to be on like this, but we do definitely hope to see you again at an in-person tour such as Bobcat Day or Experience UC Merced or another virtual event that is coming up. My name is Ricky Hill, your e-recruiter. I know I will see you again very soon. Have a great night, everyone. Thanks for joining us.